I was almost late for my own thing, but I had everything all set and ready to go, and I was chilling here, and I decided I needed a cup of tea. So I went and got a cup of tea, and while it's getting its, what do we call it? While it's steeping, um, just gonna chat it for a minute, and there's my sound check. While it's steeping, I did it myself. Mute. And there we go. That's how I do my own sound check now. Actually, today, we're outside. What's up, Jess Palmer? I'm going to be reading you some poetry today while you work. I hope you enjoy it. I'm just trying to get comfortable. I had to run back inside for a cup of tea, and my shifting around didn't, like, I literally just made it to my own thing. So, I'm going to get comfortable, and while we wait for everyone to get comfy, oops, let me bring my chat back up. I've got both my laptop and my phone, so I can see the chat a little bit and stream with the YouTube live thing from my phone, because my old laptop is too crappy for the video. But I can at least hotspot it to my phone and then be able to see the chat a little bit larger for my aging eyes. I'm sorry, they're not aging, they're brining. For longevity. That's what they're doing. There's no getting old allowed. So, without further ado, lords and ladies, let me welcome you to Tuesday. We're not doing Tennyson today because I don't know, I needed to shift gears. And when I want to shift gears, I shift gears. So for just a minute, let's check in on everybody and anybody, present and future, to see how you're doing today. Because everybody, well, Alchemos, hello, I'm so glad to see you. People were chatting on and on about the eclipse leading up to it. Man, I'm okay now, but yesterday was energetically super rough, and that's why I'm wondering, like, what kinds of things other people experienced. Because, intense for me. The last couple of years, these things just get stronger and stronger, and yeah, I'd love to hear about what happened to you yesterday. Maybe today, as I read random poetries, we'll chat, and I'll stop in between. I feel calm now this morning, like better than I have in a really long time, but yesterday itself was so incredibly rough. I was like up and down and up and down. And one minute I'd be in my bed crying and just, oh my God, overwhelmed at all of the things I've seen. You know what I mean? They just like crashing over me, waves and waves. And then a minute later, I'd be so full of happy energy, and I'd be singing, I'm doing my ELO, and working on a dress for if I go to the Renaissance Festival, and if not, I'll just wear it around in the yard and play dress up when the nieces come about. But then, yeah, like this morning, better than I had in a really long time, and energetic, motivated again, but like just, I can't even begin to hardly explain how rough yesterday was. It was just, it was a bit much for me. Cause like, I don't know, I don't have anybody to talk to about that kind of stuff that is the same way. And, my dad doesn't get it. I'm gonna talk to him. Not about that stuff. No, man. I made a human effort, you know what I mean? Like, hello, how are you? What are your plans for today? Are you going to watch the thing. Hi, Lissy. Happy Tuesday. You know, and I went out and I had to make the conscious effort myself to leave the house and go somewhere. I have to do that all the time anyway because I have everything I need, kind of. I find reasons to go, though, and make them. Yes, it is Mars Day. You know what's messed up? Just back on that subject of dealing with extreme traumas throughout your life and the recovery methods for it. Stuff like Tuesday being named for Mars, and we get the clue in like the Latin languages and stuff like that, how everything ties back into those same old legends over and over again. I was like good at Spanish when I was really young. I was on the bilingual team at school for a while, like where half of our classes were taught in Spanish and the other half were in English. But I went through so much. And sometimes it would like knock memories right out of my head or block them off, damage them. You know, you have too many seizures and blows to the head and stuff like that over time. Don't do that, Alchemos. Play on my irrational fears, but it was really funny. I mean, yeah, I heard the sirens too. They're not after me, but you know what? So yeah, I was like super bilingual and I understood and I had instant connections like that when I was younger with all of the pieces of how we connect and how it's one big story over and over again. And the trauma to the brain, the actual real trauma, knocked it out. And it's like relearning things that, you know, before about age, I don't know, somewhere in my teens when stuff's just spiraled out of control and stayed out of control for decades. It was unreal, you know what I mean? And just energetically, I'm wondering if anybody else went through like super levels of emotional tidal waves and then got up feeling all awesome today. And I even had a dream that kind of ticked me off. And, you know, just because shit's like, it's funny, but it's not funny. You know what I mean? It's funny, but it's not funny. Yeah, it is. It's like, oh shit, they're gonna catch me. It sticks with you forever. So let's have a poem while people be thinking about the energies and how you were affected. Hi, Tony. Happy Tuesday. Mars Day. Miércoles or something. No, that's Wednesday. I don't remember. See what I mean, though? So, since I did the Xanadu movie Decode, finally, it's one of my favorite movies. I just love ELO. I thought today we would start out with Samuel Taylor Coleridge's poem Kubla Khan. Just to tie things up all tidily. Kubla Khan, or A Vision in a Dream. In Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree, where Alph the sacred river ran through caverns measureless to man, down to a sunless sea. So twice 5 miles of fertile ground, with walls and towers were girdled round, and here were gardens bright with sinuous rills, where blossomed many an incense-bearing tree, and here were forests ancient as the hills, enfolding sunny spots of greenery. But oh, that deep romantic chasm which slanted down the green hill athwart a cedarn cover, a savage place, as holy and enchanted, as ever beneath a waning moon was haunted by woman wailing for her demon lover. And from this chasm with ceaseless turmoil seething, as if this earth in fast thick pants were mighty fountain momently was forced, amid whose swift, half intermittent burst, huge fragments vaulted like rebounding hail, or chaffy grain beneath the thresher's flail. And mid these dancing rocks at once and ever, it flung up momentarily the sacred river. 5 miles meandering with a mazy motion, through wood and dale the sacred river ran, then reached the caverns measureless to man, and sank in tumult to a lifeless ocean, and mid this tumult Kubla heard from far ancestral voices prophesying war. The shadow of the dome of pleasure floated midway on the waves, where was heard the mingled measure from the fountain and the caves. It was a miracle of rare device, a sunny pleasure dome with caves of ice. A damsel with a dulcimer in a vision once I saw. It was an Abyssian maid, and on her dulcimer she played, singing of Mount Abora, could I revive me her symphony and song. To such a deep delight 'twould win me, that with music loud and long, I would build that dome in air, that sunny dome, those caves of ice, and all who heard should see me there. And all should cry, beware, beware, his flashing eyes, his floating hair. Weave a circle round him thrice, and close your eyes with holy dread, for he on honey dew hath fed, and drunk the milk of paradise. How was that for friggin' dramatic? I don't know. I think maybe I went a little over the top on that one, but it was fun. So, grabbing a coffee. Hey, Mindful Exposures! I just noticed you came in. Did you like that? I think it was quite dramatic. I'm gearing up for Shakespeare, and I think I need to get everything, flowing nicely before I attempt it. And I haven't gotten around to making my sock puppets for Romeo and Juliet yet, so there's that, because I've been distracted and all over the place. So, let's see. I think I might have marked one other place in here where we could read a quick verse. Oh, okay. This is a good one. And it'll take a couple minutes. Maybe I won't go so dramatic this time. It's super funny. And this is why I'm a stagehand and never was, like, after the age of, like, tininess. I didn't ever want to be the actual person in front of the camera because I'm gonna laugh. Lev Kung Fu Shaolin. You just missed Samuel Taylor Coleridge's Kubla Khan. In honor of my Xanadu movie decode, it's at the beginning if you ever want to go back and hear it. That was dramatically fun. So, let's read Samuel Taylor Coleridge's A Character. A bird who for his other sins had lived amongst the Jacobins, though like a kitten amid rats, or callow tit in nest of bats, he much abhorred all Democrats. Yet nathless stood in ill rapport of wishing ill to church and court, though he'd nor claw nor tooth nor sting, and learnt to pipe God save the king, though each day did new feathers bring. All swore he had a leathern wing, nor polished wing nor feathered tail, nor downclad thigh would aught avail. And though his tongue devoid of gall, he civilly assured them all. A bird am I, of Phobos bred, and on the sunflower cling and feed. My name, good sirs, is Thomas Tit. The bats would hail him, Brother Sit. Or at the furthest, cousin German, At length, the matter to determine, he publicly denounced the vermin. He spared the mouse, he praised the owl, but bats were neither flesh nor fowl. Bloodsucker, vampire, harpy, ghoul came in full clatter from his throat, till his old nestmates changed their note to hireling, traitor, and turncoat, a base apostate who had sold his very teeth and claws for gold. And then his feathers, sharp the jest, no doubt he feathered well his nest. A tit indeed, ay, tit for tat, with place and title, brother Bat. We soon shall see how well he'll play Count Goldfinch or Sir Joseph J. Alas, poor bird, and ill bestarred, or rather let us say, poor bard, and henceforth quit the allergic with metaphor and simile, for simple facts and style historic. Alas, poor bard, nor gold had he. Behind another team he slept, and plowed and sowed while others reaped. The work was his, but theirs the glory. Sic von non phobis, his whole story. Besides, whatever he wrote or said came from his heart as well as head. And though he never left in lurch his king, his country, or his church, 'twas but to humor his own cynical contempt of doctrines Jacobinical. To his own conscience only hardy, 'twas but by chance he served the party. The self-same things he said and writ, had Pitt been Fox, and Fox been Pitt, content his own applause to win, would never dash through thick and thin. And he came make, so say the wise, no claim who makes no sacrifice, and Bard still less. What claim had he, who swore it vexed his soul to see so grand a cause, so proud a realm, with Goose and Goody at the helm, who long ago had fallen asunder, but for their rivals' baser blunder, the coward whine and Frenchified slaver and slang of the other side? Thus his own whim, his only bribe, our bard pursued, his old ABC, contented if he could subscribe in fullest sense his name. 'Tis Punic Greek, for he hath stood. Whatever the men, the cause was good, and therefore with a right good will, poor fool, he fights their battles still. Tush, squeaked the bats, a mere bravado to whitewash that base renegado. 'Tis plain, unless you're blind or mad, his conscience for the bays he barters, and true it is, as true as sad, these circlets of green bays he had, but then, alas, they were his garters. Ah, silly bard, unfed, untended, his lamp but glimmered in its socket. He lived unhonored and unfriended, with scarce a penny in his pocket. Nay, though he hid it from the many, with scarce a pocket for his penny. Oh, how lovely! And I gotta admit, I do enjoy that over-the-top dramatic sense of the old world writings. And it's a little bit cheesy, but after I got into it, it's one of the things that became enjoyable about the first season of Babylon 5 because they had and I think it might have been why they replaced him, because a lot of people didn't go for that. He was so over the top. In the first season, they had a captain who was like a trained Shakespearean actor, and it was like his whole life, and he cast him in this role. And he read like a, everything he did was projected as if for the stage. And I think I'm back. Momentary glitch. Yep, there it is. I just saw it on my screen, so it's working. I was just babbling about Babylon 5 and Shakespearean dramatic readings like William Shatner. Say what you will, but that had power. Thank you. That was weird. Well, I'm out on my phone and my old laptop. And I wanted to be out here, even though I'm like, I'm keeping myself kind of in the shade just to enjoy the sunlight in my eyes. I'm going to stay outside as long as it's nice and just keep moving my stuff around. Get some air, y'all, while it's bright and sunny. Up here, we don't get a lot of days like this. Oh my God, sometimes it's so icky. The weather, I can't take it. So, I don't know, I'm just going to read random poetry for a little while and keep the chat open. I guess I'm doing this for quite a while. I started at 12:10. I've been going this long? No, that's 20 minutes ago, right? I don't know. Oh, the clock on my computer is wrong. Because it's my laptop, I don't think it's dated. Because it should be earlier than that, but who knows? I mean, I can't tell right now. I did have some weed today. I had to calm down. The energy through the roof. I'm just going to say it again, man. I hope you're all... Sounds like everybody else pretty much. Yeah, I mean, like, we're fine today. I did wake up feeling good, but woohoo, emotional roller coaster yesterday. I had some moments of, like, anger. But I channeled it into learning some other things, and I played with a couple of programs, and I worked on my dress, and I did a part of it wrong. Oh, what is this? Okay, hopefully that didn't drop again. Yeah, I got my mojo back. Okay, chat disconnected. Having all kinds of weird problems out here today. I don't know. We'll see if it comes back. Maybe they are going to take down the grid. I don't know. Are we still live? Can't tell. Man. Camera, don't I don't care. Oh no! My chat on my computer went down and won't reconnect, but I still see you on my phone. So that's interesting. Let's see if it's working now. Holas! Yeah, I think it's working. So, let's have another poem. I'll go, wow, I'm still here. Drat! I had those moments too, where I was like, come on, man. Let's get the party started. Something. And nothing happened. Fuck. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed a few times. You know what I mean? Some of us are waiting. In this charade. This is silly. Let's see, what do we got? Translation from the Medea of Euripides. Let's try that. I'm gonna find you and we're gonna read you. Here it is. We're into the love poems of Lord Byron. And we're going to read translation from the Medea of Euripides. If we run into a word in Greek, I will not be reading it. I can't. When fierce conflicting passions urge the breast where love is wont to glow, what mind can stem the stormy surge which rolls the tide of human woe? The hope of praise, the dread of shame, can rouse the tortured breast no more. The wild desire, the guilty flame, absorbs each wish it felt before. But if affection gently thrills the soul by purer dreams possessed, the pleasing balm of mortal ills in love can soothe the aching breast. If thus thou comest in disguise, fair Venus, from thy native heaven, what heart unfeeling would despise the sweetest boon the gods have given? But never from thy golden bow may I beneath the shaft expire, whose creeping venom, sure and slow, awakes an all-consuming fire. Ye racking doubts, ye jealous fears, with others wage eternal war. Repentance, source of future tears, from me be ever distant far. May no distracting thoughts destroy the holy calm of sacred love. May all the hours be winged with joy, which hover faithful hearts above. Fair Venus, on thy myrtle shrine, may I with some fair lover sigh, whose heart may mingle pure with mine, with me to live, with me to die. My native soil, beloved before, now dearer as my peaceful home, never may I quit thy rocky shore, a hapless banished wretch to roam. This very day, this very hour, may I resign this fleeting breath, nor quit my silent, humble bower, a doom to me far worse than death. Have I not heard the exile's sigh, and seen the exile's silent tear? Through distant climes condemned to fly, a pensive, weary wanderer here. Ah, hapless dame, no sire bewails, no friend thy wretched fate deplores. Big kindred voice with rapture hails thy steps within a stranger's doors. Perish the fiend whose iron heart, to fair affection's truth unknown, bids her he fondly loved depart, unpitied, helpless, and alone. Who never unlocks with silver key the milder treasures of his soul. May such a friend be far from me, and ocean's storms between us roll. Oh, calamity! Oh, I hope that one was recorded. I hope it's still going. My timer's still going, so I got that one. That was wildly dramatic. Cheers. I hope I'm not too loud, but I want to be heard on the phone over the wind and stuff. I got this groovy cup yesterday from my local coffee shop at the station. It's like my favorite little place. They did such a cool job in there. And I think the couple that runs it makes these cups. Because they're all really cool. But this one, I walked in yesterday and it was like one of those highly synchronous moments for me. It was so cool. Because I was like, I need something. Lord, I'm having a moment. Help me with confirmation that I'm still on the right path. And this is how it works. I went in instead of going through the drive-thru because I knew I had enough points to get a free mug now. And they always have new ones. That was the point of the story. And I was hoping they had all the cool mushroom and like fairy ones in, but they didn't. But they had this one, and it was the only one. And I was super excited. And look, it's got all the clues out of the musical Apocalypse on it. I mean, like, I was looking at just the titles. Just the titles on this thing are like, they speak to me, you know what I mean? And I know a lot of us get, or we read, like, cosmic signs through what falls in your path and synchronicities and stuff like that. And there's a lot of these things that are in my personal decode playlists, and I was like, I knew these people were cool. And I have had some neat conversations in that coffee shop a few times with people. You know, I've only been live for a half an hour, so allow me. Isn't it cool? So allow me to read you another poem. That one was great. I enjoyed that one. So why don't I just read the next one? It's called To a Beautiful Quaker. I've never heard this one before. Sweet girl, though only once we met, that meeting I shall never forget. And though we never may meet again, remembrance will thy form retain. I would not say I love, but still my senses struggle with my will. In vain to drive thee from my breast, my thoughts are more and more repressed. In vain I check the rising sighs, another to the last replies. Perhaps this is not love, but yet our meeting I can never forget. What though we never silence broke, our eyes a sweeter language spoke, the tongue in flattering falsehood deals, and tells a tale it never feels. Deceit the guilty lips impart, and hush the mandates of the heart. But soul's interpreters, the eyes, spurn such restraint, and scorn disguise. As thus our glances oft conversed, and all our bosoms felt rehearsed, no spirit from within reproved us, say rather, 'twas the Spirit moved us. Though what they uttered I repress, yet I conceive thou'lt partly guess. For as on thee my memory ponders, perchance to me thine also wanders. This for myself at least I'll say, thy form appears through night, through day. Awake with it my fancy teems, in sleep it smiles in fleeting dreams. The vision charms the hours away, and bids me curse Aurora's ray, for breaking slumbers of delight, which make me wish for endless night. Since, oh, whatever my future fate, shall joy or woe my steps await, tempted by love, by meat, no more our former looks repeat. Then let me breathe this parting prayer, the dictate of my bosom's care. May heaven so guard my lovely Quaker, that anguish never, virtue never forsake her, but bliss be I her heart's partaker. Oh, may the happy mortal fated to be by dearest ties related, for each hour new joys discover, and lose the husband in the lover. May that fair bosom never know what it is to feel the restless woe, which stings the soul with vain regret of him who never can forget. Oh, so lovely. Let's have a sip. Let's actually give you some cottonmouth. Looks like I'm glitching again. Let's see, but I'm recording there. Having a lot of interference today with the interwebs. My counter's still going, so I'm going to keep going. This one's short, and then I guess I'll go walk around and find something to do. Yeah, it's just my laptop, I think, that's glitching. Everything else seems to be fine, but I'm going to end it after this. What do we got? Yeah. One more. To a lady who presented the author with the velvet band which bound her tresses. This band which bound thy yellow hair is mine, sweet girl, thy pledge of love. It claims my warmest, dearest care, like relics left of saints above. Oh, I will wear it next my heart. 'Twill bind my soul in bonds to thee. From me again 'twill never depart, but mingle in the grave with me. The dew I gather from thy lip is not so dear to me as this, that I but for a moment sip and banquet on a transient bliss. This will recall its youthful scene, even when our lives are on the wane. The leaves of loves will still be green when memory bids them bud again. O little lock of golden hue, in gently waving ringlet curled, by the dear head on which you grew, I would not lose you for the world. Not though 1,000 more adorn the polished brow where once you shone, like rays which gild a cloudless morn, beneath Columbia's fervid zone. Okay. Since I'm having so many internet problems out here and it keeps disconnecting and stuff, I'm just gonna end it for today. Besides that, this sun glare is making me squint, and I need to go and do my facial yoga. That's a thing, you know. So, I'm gonna hoof it. I hope you're all well. If there's still any recording, I can't tell though. So, I hope you have a great day. Enjoy the sun. I hope you're well. Bye.